Alright, so I remember saying in the last general video that I would try and get a couple things done, and it turns out in the video I believe I said it was going to be the fish bones build would most likely be what gets done, on the grounds of it's a much smaller build, it'd be a much faster build, and that did get started. We did start that stream actually and everything, but I actually got the outside of the entire Adytum done, and so I figured I'd do a video and show it, obviously. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I only have the outside done. I don't have the inside done, but I can still show the outside. And while we're taking a while to actually get back up there, a quick background. Remember, this is Ray's home, and it was a series of floating temples on really one giant main temple, and so we finally got that done, and I'm pretty happy about it. And on another side note, there's streams of lava coming out below each temple, and that has to do with what's being built on the inside of each temple, which won't be explained until the second video, which is the inside video. That's not usually a thing though, that's just because they're kind of like placeholders, if you can think about it that way. The waterfalls, however, are real. Because here's what it looks like now. I don't know if you remember what it looked like in the last video, but now we have a lot done. We have the main temple, we have the connecting pathways, and we have the 4 smaller temples, and we even have smaller temples in the main body. Now, also to really quickly explain, there are these hanging vines that are coming down from this part, which is supposed to be like that. And originally, well, first and foremost, this is actually pathway. It's a railless. You can fall off and that'd be painful. Pathway. And originally I had a doorway right here on each of the temples that are right here to get back into the main body and up to the temple. But it just looked weird, so I'm just going to explain that's what it's supposed to look like though. Like if you actually got high enough, maybe got tired because you were flying, you just climb up the vines and get on board here, and then go in the doorway here to get up to the rest of it. But it just looked weird when I actually built the doors, so I decided to leave them off. But on all these, there's like 4 of them all the way around here. There's still the main temple, and what I did is I changed the grass. For example, it was the dark green and super light green. It's now just the light green all the way around with water running all the way through it. Same with these lower part, water running all the way through it because it rains way up here. Water collects, and then the water gets filtered and stuff. So some parts have eroded a little bit, but it kind of looks nice, so they left it alone. There's a glowstone everywhere because at night it actually gets really dark, and the glowstone helps light it up. This is probably the most noticeable difference, is that for the back 2 temples, they have both an underside connecting way, the middle side pathway, and a top side pathway. And it's only for the back side, and that's kind of to signify where the front and the back of this temple is, since otherwise it'd be pretty much symmetrical from all sides. But this is the front. This is kind of like a runway if you're landing a small plane or something here. That's how that works. And for each of the smaller temples, because if you remember, there are different sages that specialized in different things. So I believe that's the library temple. That's the water slash I guess nature temple. That's for the water we get filtrated though, for example. I believe this is the food storage temple, stuff like that, health, and that would be the technology temple. And this is of course the main temple. So on the outside there's really not a whole lot to see, perhaps, but it was really actually kind of fun building this because it actually took shorter than I thought it was going to, and I actually had never fully planned out how I thought this was going to look like until I actually started building it in Minecraft. So I think that's part of where the excitement came from, is that I had this idea for a while, but I never had a solid final thought about what exactly I wanted it to look like. And then because I was able to build it in Minecraft, I finally came up with a final what it looked like kind of thing. So this is what it looks like on the outside. The inside still has quite a bit of work to do on it, and that again will be in another video at another point in time. Of course, the Adytum and its connection to Ray and the other sages and all of that stuff is in that backstory, which I'll put a link in the description so that I don't, you know, make this like a 10-20 minute video, because I could go into depth about that, because some of the parts about that are confusing if I just straight say it, so I'd have to actually explain some background stuff that just wouldn't make sense without more explanation. So that wouldn't really be fair to sit through that long of a video when I'm really just trying to show off this build. Here's the volcano, still incomplete at the moment, but because this is done, I can now start working on this, even though there is the inside parts to work on, so that will be getting worked on as well. But yeah, I finally finished the outside before the end of the new year. Fish bones will probably be the next video getting finished, because the insides will take quite some time to finish, and since the year is only 4 days left, if you saw the stream, you saw fish bones is already like halfway done in like 3 hours, so that will probably get finished first, and that will probably be the next Minecraft video, and the video after that will probably be the insides of the Adytum, because as if anyone who already knows like the backstory knows, the insides are quite different than the outsides for several reasons. And I think in the general video, in the general update video, when I only had the main temple built, you actually got a glimpse of the insides a little bit, so I mean, if you want to take a peek of what that might look like, you can go check out that video. But in the meantime, that is all for this video. This is just a quick outside showing. There'll probably be like a more in-depth one once I finish the inside, and I can do like a inside-outside kind of thing video. That'll be like a third final video for the Adytum to close it out. But that is all for this video. Now, I don't know when the next video is gonna be, because we're still working out a few kinks, but until then, take care, GG, get jinxed.